Welcome to Breaking Dawn.
All right, so good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. And of course, my name is Stephen Reese. We have a very busy Wednesday, so we'll try to get through things as fast as possible. All right, and in doing so, well, of course, we still under yellow alert, right? Gentlemen? Because I see on the front page of the paper here, workmen begin to clear the road after the passage of bad weather left fallen trees behind in Tobago. Tobago, like they get hit a little hard there with the weather yesterday. For the most part, well, yesterday in the evening time was a little better, at least in my neck of the woods. I don't know about the rest of Trinidad and Tobago, but definitely the rainy season is before us. And that's good. I always welcome the water, man. Yeah, cool along the place. All right. So we're going to get through the news day this morning. And then we got Behind the Badge with Acting ASP Pitt. And second hour, well, after Pitt, we'll see if we can accommodate some calls, as usual, before we get to Pastor John. So this morning is a kind of quick fire morning. And we'll see how much we can get through in the time that we have. Oh boy. All right. So, family says Malini's soul can't rest. That story's on page 5. We'll get to that. And then mother of student, age 15, attacked outside Holy Faith Convent. Girls fighting for likes. We're going to get to that. Yes, no. The mother of a 15-year-old Form 4 student at Holy Faith Convent in Couva says her daughter was wrongfully targeted and attacked just outside the school gates on June 10th. Caught in the crossfire of a social media beef the alleged attackers had with another student. In a now viral video on social media, 5 girls are seen beating the 15-year-old girl at the gates of the school compound. They then dragged her into the road where they continued their assault for another 15 seconds. The fight was broken up by a male passerby, and the 5 girls are seen running away. Newsday contacted the 15-year-old's mother by telephone on June 10th. She spoke on the condition of anonymity and further explained the situation. The mother said the incident occurred just around 3 p.m. while her daughter was waiting to be picked up by her for dance practice. She claimed that the girls involved in the attack were students from nearby schools in Couva. She said they often lined near a Chinese restaurant close to Holy Faith Convent and were known for frequently getting into fights with others. Some other girls who are not even friends with her daughter, like apparently they are running with some of them over social media posts, and they came looking for them. When they could not get them, the daughter was standing there innocently and they dragged her out. The mother said her daughter suffered injuries to her face. She has swollen and blue black eyes, head and cuts on her knees. They beat her really bad. She has gone to the San Fernando General Hospital for x-rays and ultrasounds. The mother is saying that apparently these children, like, they're fighting for social media likes. Remember, we took that position. Yeah? Now, whether that's the fact in this situation or not, remember we took that decision, I took that decision to stop airing those school fights. I also have appealed to people, stop sharing it. Stop sharing it in your WhatsApp chats. send it to the police, send it to the school, but stop sharing it. She said, quote, they want to be movie stars and this is what it is. She said one of the girls after the fight put up a big Instagram post. The video of them beating up my daughter is just sharing on WhatsApp groups, Instagram and Facebook, and they are boasting about it for the likes. Newsday obtained the Instagram video being referred to, which suggested the 15-year-old was indeed not the intended target. Now what are they supposed to do with these girls? What do you think they're supposed to do with them? And I lock them up. It is assault. Plain and simple. When 15-year-olds want to behave in this manner, whether it's boy or girl, then you ain't boy or girl again in my book. Yes, man and woman. You want to play man and woman? All right, no problem. We go treat you like man and woman. I said in the past, but you know, of course, there is all kind of legal issues and policies that would stop things like this, I guess, from occurring. But I said, every single school should carry their class on a tour of Raymond Yard. And I said it because I remember going on in Raymond Yard when my father had the pest control company and we had the contract for the Frederick Street prison, Port of Spain prison. And I remember going on there inside of the cells and thing to treat for German cockroach. I remember what it was like. And I say, Stefan, as ignorant as you be, this is not where you want to end up. Because I could be ignorant at times, right? But with maturity comes a better way of thinking and a better way to approach situations. Unfortunately, we have a generation that they lost. They don't even understand the beauty of life. And this is the problem, you know. And they will never understand the beauty of life because they have no value for life. And the gang culture that is breeding in this country is sickening. Go and look at most of those videos. It's 4 and 5 people beating up one person. That's how our gangs operate. I saw a video of a girl and a boy fighting in some school. I don't know if some of you may have seen it. And the girl beating the boy up. And every little now and then he pelts some lash at her. Right? And the people's filming this. Right? And other students just in the classroom there, allowing the two of them to lash it out, or whatever the case might be. And then the person who filming said, look, go and call our teacher. And the student's reply to that was, nah. You could get locked up now. You see? That's when the student replied and said, I was almost going to send it for the guys here to show, just for them to hear it now. So they're big enough to understand that there are consequences to these actions now that include police intervention. So they're big enough to understand that. So why they shouldn't be big enough to face it like adults if they want to act like big man and big woman? the disrespectful. I sorry, but we grew up in a different time. I grew up in a different time. I don't know about the boys in the back, because they are different age to me. But I grew up in a time where you had to respect your elders. Otherwise, they would slap the respect into you. And nothing was wrong with that. Look, I grew up big, strong, on television. You understand? I ain't perfect. I do make mistakes. I make mistakes here, I make mistakes in life. Still, mistakes are part of life. But like I said, as you mature, you learn to handle it differently. But when you have a misguided generation, and a generation that has been allowed to just spiral out of control, no guidance whatsoever. The parent like to afraid the child more than the child afraid the parent. The teacher afraid the child more than the child afraid the teacher. We have been, this has been a recipe for disaster that has been brewing for the longest while now. And I'm glad that the Prime Minister took the stance that she took, and a lot of parents will be, and I think the majority of the population are, because I think we as mature people who are out here, we fed up. We fed up with that nonsense. Fed up. A parent told me the other day, said, Stefan, this was about 2 weeks ago, yeah? No, 2 months ago, rather. A parent told me, said, Stefan, when you have a child, right? When you in that room and that child born and you hold your child for the first time, it changes you. You understand? All the time you thought you was a man until you hold your child. Right? You see, and as you grow that child, and of course, you feed that child, you nurture the child, you send the child through education, you teach the child about life, you spend time with the child, you love that child. When people put a hand on your child, you want to kill them. I remember my father tell me that. He said, anybody put a hand on you and you're right, I'll kill them. And I'll go and sit down in the jail. Easy, easy, easy. God rest his soul. He said, but if you're wrong, you will face your own consequences. Like my father tell me that. If you're wrong, I ain't making no jail for you. You will face those consequences. But if you're right, and somebody put a hand on you, I'll kill them. My father didn't play with children. And I could understand why a parent would think like that. Are you a child, boy? That's why I played the video with the mother the other day talking about her child and how they had to take the child out of the school and all kind of thing. And you could hear the emotion in that lady's voice, the pain, the trauma, the mental torture that they go through. So it don't stop with some little fight with 4 or 5 girls gang up on one and they beat the little girl and all kind of thing, or them boys and them. It don't stop there. This is a serious problem. And it has to be dealt with seriously. We had to stop playing games in this place, you know. I know some people want the games to continue, but the games have to stop. I just felt the need to talk about this. This is because the Prime Minister just spoke about this. The Prime Minister just spoke about this. And you know, when she came in, she wanted to hang. But she explained why they can't hang now. But that would have been my approach too. I always say that if I Prime Minister in the morning and it could happen, I will tell them go and open 10 or 12 or 15 of them cell with men who sentenced to hang and gun put them to hang. And I'll hang them in the square in Port of Spain for everybody to see. Because at some point in time, you had to get to some level of aggression or brutality in order for people to get a message. Because sometimes that it just needed shock therapy. You understand? Because I don't know what kind of society we breed in, you know. I really, really don't know. And it isn't just here. You see that ignorance all over the world, in other parts of the world too. But my God, boy. Charges dropped in double wounding case. Judge slams conduct of prosecutors as 4 freed of real estate agents, real estate agents 2005 murder. Look at this. DNA test delay. Or DNA test delays state's release of murdered teen's body. Family says Malini's soul can't rest. This is the autistic teen. Today's the what? The 11th of June? Stefan run was on the 25th of May, correct? Okay. So May, right, so that is 6 plus 11, that is 17 days, right? And this teen was killed about a week before Stefan run. So we're talking more than 3 weeks here. For over 3 weeks. Her soul cannot rest. And I'm very, very particular with that. I am Catholic. Understand? And this is nonsense. I don't know what religion they are, but this is nonsense. And it don't matter what religion they are. More than 3 weeks delaying the body to be laid to rest, or the soul to be laid to rest, is unforgivable. It is unforgivable. These are the things that we have to upgrade in this country, things like DNA testing. Could you imagine we in 2025 and something like DNA testing, has to be delayed this long so people can get some closure? DNA testing, boy. Something that countries doing all over the world for years now, for decades now, with ease. Are we that far behind? And this is one of the problems with why crime is how it is, you know. Maloney man in court for 2024 murder. Chief Secretary says THA wants legislative teeth to police marine parks. Man shot and killed in Diego Martin. That was on June 9th. Woman aged 64 knocked down in Penal. I saw that video. Well, you didn't see that video with the vehicle in Penal? I saw the video. That is the lady and her daughter. They were trying to cross the road. They were actually already across the road. I do not know how they did not see that van and how the van did not see them. Maybe this is one of the cases of when is your time is your time. I don't know. But just imagine that. Imagine you go out the road to go to the grocery or to pick up somebody's shop, or you send your child right down the road. I used to run down the road and pick up things in the parlor and go back and reach back home. And nobody didn't start to worry about you being out the road. Now, you just have to worry about bandit. You have to worry about drivers too. But if you go reach home or somebody will knock you down in the road or some kind of thing too. Amin says government working to create jobs, not fire workers. She had a response to Faris Al-Rawi. We'll get to that at the top of the hour. All right? Bad weather causes flooding and landslides and downed trees. TIMA reports flooding and fallen trees in Tobago. And those are some of the headlines in the paper. I don't go on long enough. I come in a good mood this morning, you know, but boy, even when you're coming in a good spirit, the news is what the news is. What you going to do? Right? So, as we proceed, we want to introduce Olive South Senior Care Facility located in the serene Sangre Chiquito area of Sangre Grande at Rosie Latchman Avenue, Eastern Main Road, James Smart Village. Olive South is beautifully situated. They have that spacious main area, full living and dining rooms, fully equipped medical wards, as well as assisted living quarters inclusive of all required amenities. It's designed to offer comfort, freedom of movement, and support to your loved ones in their senior years. And Olive's House is operated 24/7 by a staff of professional qualified geriatric personnel with hot meals prepared daily according to specified dietary requirements. Now, you get that warm and friendly service, and all clients are treated with the respect and dignity that their years demand. So to find out more, you can give them a call on 232-6367, 291-7919, or 374-4165. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. Also, do not forget that Chef Shiraz has the Certificate in Culinary Arts program starting on the 29th of July. So make sure and get signed up for that. Register now by calling or WhatsApping Chef on 372-4639 or 737-5097. All right? And we also have Jameson. You can boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products to fight off the seasonal sniffles, such as their cold fighter with echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor, and for additional support, you could try the delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson trusted vitamins and minerals. And because today is Wednesday, I'll do one more. You could also check out Steel Force Caribbean Limited. That's right. Located at number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal. They are your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and direction, pipe details, storage tank details, including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set at API standards. They offer that wide range of service for residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So give them a call on 490-2771 or 399-7590. It is Steel Force Caribbean Limited, reinventing the standards on how we handle steel. All right? And with that, we are going to take our first break this morning. When we come back, we have Acting ASP Pitt will be joining us behind the badge, so look out for that when we return. Stay tuned.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
It's a party. We work so hard all week. We work so hard all week. We deserve a party.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a war.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weather Master Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw material.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Hey! All you let we go Vincy Mass this year! I don't hear everybody talking about the vibes, the all-inclusive party, the juve, the street parade, and the competitions in pan, mass, and calypso. And don't talk about soca monarch, it's real bad. And to top it off, Vincy Mass is easy on the pocket, but it's classy and very safe. So all you let we go Vincy Mass this year is June 27th to July 8th, and we in that.
Book your tickets and accommodations early. For more information, email info@vincymass.vc or find them on IG at Vincy_Mass, on Facebook at Vincy Mass, or log on to www.vincymass.vc.
Let we go Vincy Mass 2025!
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face, and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1-868-384-3844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor center for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal. Reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
All right, so we're back on the inside, people. And as we return, we are 28 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. And we're going to be joined by Acting ASP Pitt in just a few moments. But before Pitt joins us, I want to remind you guys about Flow. So at Flow, customers are at the heart of everything they do. Flow is committed to keeping your rhythm flowing by being close when you need them and keeping you seamlessly connected. No hurdles, no hassles, just round-the-clock support from people who understand what you need. With 24/7 WhatsApp assistance, an all-in-one self-service app that makes it easy to manage your account, and in-store support when you need a familiar face, Flow is now more accessible to you than ever before. And they know you depend on them for service that just works. So, they're always improving their network and always working diligently to minimize interruptions. And if there's ever a problem, they'll do what it takes to make it right. So at Flow, they keep your rhythm flowing no matter what. All right, nice man. So that is Flow. And right about now, we want to welcome Acting ASP Pitt with us via Zoom as we bring the police in behind the badge here this Wednesday. Nice man. Pitt, boy, you're back in your jacket and thing, man. Looking sharp, man. Nice. Telling you. He's sharp, fellas. Anybody pass by him now, they get caught, So I tell you what, Pitt. Morning, man.
Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice, man. Pitt, we have a serious problem here that needs to be addressed. I
correct,
spoke about it on the front page of the paper this morning with these girls fighting. This school violence continues. The Prime Minister has made a statement. She's made it very clear that it is time to treat them differently. And I think one of the things that she said is, you're in school uniform and you're fighting and you assault someone and you can't be charged for assault or not because you're in school uniform, right? So you have to treat it as a minor, a matter concerning minors or school children or whatever. But you beat up somebody at the age of 15 and you're not in school uniform, you could be arrested for assault, right? So I think she said something to that effect. I don't want to quote, I don't want to go to the word-to-word thing. But Pitt, the police now, I suppose, will be activated in a particular type of way to deal with these situations of school violence. How is the police service going to approach this?
That's an excellent question. Stefan, this is not something new to us.
Right.
In fact, there are periods where things would be relatively good in the school environment. And there are other occasions when we will have what you may call, for want of a better term, a flare. So it's something, and we foresee that it's a challenge that we are going to have to keep managing going forward as an organization and as a society. The environment keeps changing in terms of the influences that are there for our children, and it shapes their behavior if it is we are not careful, and if there's the absence of what we may call guardianship. And guardianship is not just limited to parenting, it's also the ability of persons to intervene regardless of their relationship, to ensure that these children have that type of upbringing, that type of mentorship, and all these things that are necessary in order to shape them into citizens that we would feel proud of as a society. We may ask ourselves, Stefan, and I know you will be able to relate to this question, whether in our time there was more school violence than now. Or is it that because we are able now to view these incidents via persons taping them, that we are now able to pronounce on it as a society?
Yeah.
So it's a question that I'm asking you now, and you could consider it and ask yourself whether it's a case of there's more school violence now, or whether this is something that has been happening even before. But because we were not able to capture it, there wasn't real societal engagement.
Well, I think, okay, let me answer that question for you as best I can. I think there's more school violence now.
Okay.
I do not think that in our time, we used to fight. We used to fight. That, there is no denying that. You will always have disagreements. You will always have situations where you will respond to peer pressure, because you know you always have your brethren in school ball and you taking that boy. You know that kind of way. But we would have fight. But we would not fight to kill each other. Understand what I'm telling you? Hand go past wherever, and then 2 days later we go and we end up best friend or wherever the case might be, right, for the rest of the journey through school. I think that now it's more prominent, yes, because we have the recordings, and every minute these recordings are being shared. The social media has brought a different element to it. But I think back then there are certain values that we had instilled in us that these children lacking today. And because of that, I would say most definitely it have more school violence in it, because children today have, to me, like, they don't respect the elders, they don't respect the teachers in the school, they don't even respect the police when they see them in the road. They don't have that fear, that respect factor. So long time we misbehave. We had a study, we go down and get a cocktail from the man who owned the parlor, the neighbor, and after we get the cocktail from them, when we go home, they go down and say, I gave him a cocktail, you know, because he was down the road doing so. And then we had to get a third cocktail maybe from your parents or your grandparents when you reach home. So that's how it was. And we had a level of respect and manners and that kind of thing. We used to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And these are things that it was instilled in us. So we approached life different and had a different respect. You're making noise in the class long time, but it had mischief going on. All you hear the teacher coming down the corridor, everybody get quiet. So that do exist today. And it's because of that I would say today, I think today is worse.
Yeah, that's an excellent response, Stefan. And I trust that persons didn't think I was trying to trivialize the issue by prompting that response from you.
Yeah.
But that's an excellent response, because our observation is that the difference, because we don't have data to suggest that there's more school violence, but the difference is that the respect for authority, the respect for adults, the respect for persons in the community, that's gone.
Yeah.
So you are seeing now where children would attack adults, even those who were there to intervene to try to stop what is happening, they are also attacked. The respect for teachers in itself is lacking. So you're on point where that is concerned. And it is important that we introduce these deterrent factors.
Yeah.
And it's on that basis, I suspect strongly that the Prime Minister made her comment. Because we must be robust in addressing this issue. Least we leave it to become much worse than it is now. So it's a very serious issue because the persons that we are viewing today and observing today and recognizing that there's a serious issue regarding their behavior are the persons who are going to be responsible for our society in the next couple of years. And we cannot continue to have this type of behavior go with what we may call in policing language a slap on the wrist.
Correct.
So it is important that we treated it, but we have always advocated for the multi-pronged approach. So you have alluded to it regarding the neighbors were able to correct a child. Now we are seeing that is something of the past because we have parents now, and we cannot deny this, that if that type of intervention takes place, that person could be subject to some attack as well. We have had incidents where parents have gone into the school and, their behavior was less than acceptable. So we need to have a unified effort, parents, teachers, members of the community, in order that we stand our ground with one focus. And it's not a case where the parents want to relent and believe that what the intervention of the teacher is not what he or she likes, or the intervention of the community is not what he or she likes, and that people should mind their business. These are the kind of things that deter people from wanting to become involved, because, it's a case of you stepping out of your safe zone, you observe something happening, you observe a particular type of behavior with a child, and as a concerned adult, you are now seeking to intervene, and when that happens now, you are placed in a position where you are on the back foot.
Exactly.
So you can really imagine. Yeah.
And not only that's one other point that was excellent there. We live in a time where, like in our time, this is why I would say again that it's worse now, and there is no comparison. In our time, the elders, the adults, knew they were adults, and they didn't have any fear for no child. You understand what I'm saying? And they would take the initiative, whether they're your parent or not. It could be the neighbor, it could be the man who running the parlor, the supermarket cashier. Once you're an adult in our time and you see children misbehaving, you had no fear in stepping in. You would step in, discipline them. Whether it was a stern talking to or whatever the case might be. Now, adults they afraid the children more than the children afraid them. You understand what I'm saying? Because they understand there is no respect.
Yeah. But do you think that is justified, Stefan? That you think that fear is unfounded? When you have sight of what the society is seeing via those recordings, you can appreciate, you can understand why the average adult may have some fear in terms of intervening in situations of this nature. Because we have seen where adults ended up on the wrong end of the stick, so to speak.
Correct.
And, they were ridiculed.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm glad that it has gathered the attention of even bigger than the police service to the extent that we know we need a robust approach. It must be as well with that level of counseling intervention, because there are different situations that could be managed differently. But definitely when we observe the type of violence that has been exhibited via the most recent incident that you are referring to, then definitely we need to be robust, and you must have that deterrent sort of action taking place, that deterrent action that would contribute to severity, celerity, certainty. It must take place. The penalty in themselves must afford for that level of accountability, that a child must say, hey, I am not going to put myself through that for fear of falling into this kind of bracket.
Yeah.
So it's a very serious issue.
There is one other thing that I wanna just ask you about very quickly on that note. Before we deal with like the airport security and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister as well said that persons recording these incidents, they would also face some level of consequences in the form of suspension. Now, I don't know if that is recording. You see, you could be recording an incident to report it, eh? Because if it's not recorded, then how do we know it happened?
Yeah.
You understand? And if we don't know it happened because we have no video evidence of it happening, where we could identify the persons involved for them to face the consequences, for this to be, for this approach to be effective, if there is no recording, how are we going to do that? You understand what I'm saying? So now I understand that there are people who record and they cheer it on. That I could understand. Well, okay, that is you know, inciting the thing and you know, you could face the consequences, so that maybe you deserve a little suspension for something like that. But my point is, if there is no recording, how are we going to treat with this properly?
Yeah, it's a very good point that you have raised there, because there are persons who would report or record, I should say, for the purpose of ensuring that persons made aware as to what is taking place.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are persons who would record for the purpose of ridiculing and contributing to cyberbullying and all these other issues that could lead to that psychological kind of trauma on victims. So there are persons who would deliberately become involved from the standpoint of recording to ensure that what is done to that child is shown to everybody in the school. So that child now is not, you're not just limited to the incident. Your trauma is not limited to the incident, but also it is expanded to your peers who could now look upon you, and there's some sense of shaming. So, you know, it's a matter of, upon investigation, understanding the nature and taking the necessary action thereafter.
Okay. Now, I want to draw your attention to the airport situation before we run out of time here. Because there's that and the little speeding issue and the road safety issue that we want to get to. Because we see that, I mean, a 64-year-old woman was knocked down in Penal. We were saying before we came on, we trying to figure out how neither one of them saw each other, right? But on the airport issue, just about a month or so ago, just before the general election, we had a man gunned down outside the airport. Yes?
Yeah.
And that shocked a lot of people, because this is the airport, right? This is where you have foreigners coming into the country. It was by arrivals. It's not a good look. And now we see that there has been a robbery at the airport at Pitta Pit, as gunmen robbed the fast food outlet. And now we are hearing that, you know, the Minister of Homeland Security is saying that they're going to increase the security. The police is saying they're going to beef up airport security. And then we have the EPA, the Estate Police Association. They are saying that they are expecting improvements in the airport security by the end of the year. And in the first paragraph, which I'll read to you, President of the Estate Police Association, Derek Richardson, expects the manpower shortage at the Piaco International Airport to be addressed by year end. And he said it was one of the issues that contributed to security gaps at the airport. Now, they are saying they have a manpower shortage, the Estate Police Association. The Commissioner of Police is saying we're going to beef up security. Now, he is saying by year's end they will have the Estate Police Association will have the necessary manpower by the end of the year. But what happens between now, because we're halfway through the year, so what happens in the 6 months or the 5 to 6 months before the end of the year? What happens there at the airport in terms of security? Is the police going to man the airport too?
Well, we are going to partner with our counterparts at the airport to ensure that this void that he's speaking of, this area or window of opportunity based on the shortage of manpower is addressed in a meaningful way. Within the context of it does not place the members of the public and our international visitors in a position of feeling unsafe or the airport in terms of their security measures being compromised. So one would argue that yes, the airport, they have their own security detail and they have a particular responsibility for that environment, that estate. But as an organization, being the premier law enforcement organization in the country, it is important that all public spaces is manned and is manned appropriately. So notwithstanding the issues that have been experienced at the localized security and their circumstance, we have a particular responsibility, and we are going to ensure that we take up that responsibility with a level of robustness. You have mentioned 2 incidents, and these 2 incidents in themselves could put us in a position of embarrassment. So we must ensure that things like this does not recur. And these issues that we have internally doesn't affect our external outlook.
Okay, just to be clear, on the issue of security at the airport, that security is dealt with mainly and primarily by the airport and the Estate Police Association.
But you're asking me if it is dealt with? Yeah, because there are areas within the airport that are restricted, and those security personnel there would have gone through a particular process, and they have widespread access to different parts of the airport, to carry out their business and conduct their business in a much more effective way.
Right.
It would just mean, though, that with the intervention, so primarily, yes, I am saying yes to your question. I'm responding yes. But for the purpose of ensuring that the issues that have been experienced by that particular body does not undermine what we are seeking to achieve in terms of safety and security. We are certain that given whatever discussion would take place with our stakeholders, that those administrative arrangements would be extended to police officers to ensure, because we also have an investigative team at that particular location, so it would mean that even when our operational team placed there, or the arrangement is for them to have a regime or regimented patrol, that they also have the particular access in order that they are able to carry out their functions, with a level of effectiveness consistent with what the airport security would have.
Okay. On the final issue this morning, road safety, of course, we've been talking about that. We know it is the rainy season. And I showed a video, I think it was yesterday morning or Monday. You would have seen it as well, with these guys driving this, I think it's a Porsche, and going up to 251, is it kilometers per hour? Right. And they filmed this like, it's a nobody business, it's a movie they're making or something, so I don't know. Now I said, when I showed this, I said, listen, if you have a need for speed, go Wallerfield. Right? Because one of the issues is at any time, any given time, something could have gone wrong there, you could have pulled the slightest little pull, could have thrown the vehicle into another vehicle, innocent people could have been, and these fellas, I mean, there's fun for them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, they're recording it, so it had to be fun for them, right? Pitt, what are we going to do again about these drivers?
Well, Stefan, I am really, really glad that the society has condemned this type of behavior. I am glad that our programs, such as yours, have condemned this type of behavior, because not only are these guys flirting with danger, I'm saying these guys, because road safety is everybody's business, And although we have one person in charge of the vehicle, there was another person
Philman.
who also could have said, hey, what is you doing? That did not happen.
Yeah.
So there's some level of encouragement and there's some level of buying even by the passenger. So this person is flirting with danger, and to the extent that they had the courage to even post it for the general public to see. So that's how bad it is. So I'm glad that the response is one of condemnation. We don't want this type of behavior on our roadways, because you are correct. This joyride, if you would call it that, could have been fatal.
That's right.
And it could have been fatal for the innocent persons as well.
That's right. And this is the problem with these road fatalities. A lot of the times is the innocent people who minding their own business that end up in the worst way. And these guys, some of them get away. They cause the accident, and nothing happened to them, they live in and well, and going home to the family and putting people in the hospital and all kind of thing. And we had to do something about this. What I know the public doesn't like it. And if the police does it, it's going to be, it could have some backlash, people just come out and say them police wicked. But what we gonna do? Speed traps, more police on the road. I mean, look, I think that the TTPS has been kind to the driving population. In that,
I think you should repeat that, Stefan.
I think that the TTPS has been kind to the driving population, and we have to admit this, that
thank you.
We're not policed like how people make it out to be at times. You have a lot of freedom on the road. The police not there by every corner trying to give you a ticket. Okay? Yes, they do have their exercises that they will come out and execute at particular points in time. But it's not like every day the police in your face telling you, look at ticket for parking here, look at ticket for speeding here, look at ticket for this, look at ticket for that, look at ticket for the other. This is not happening. Now, people will say, because you're in a lose-lose situation, they will say, well, the police have to come out and do the work. Fair enough. And then when the police come out and do the work, they're not doing the work with discretion. So,
yes. Yes. It's a
so you want to come out and do the work?
Yeah. It's a relationship of convenience.
That's right. I appreciate. Just go ahead, repeat that.
No, I'd say if it impacts an individual negatively, then the police is wicked.
Right.
If on the other hand, somebody does something and they are not held accountable, then the police is not doing their job. So you have said it there.
Yeah. But I appreciate the fact that we have leniency from the TTPS. I think if the TTPS was to get up in the morning and the commissioner of police say, listen, I want units strategically placed by XYZ thing, people go complain about the traffic it causing. People will be complaining, you'll get every complaint about why they had to do it today, why they couldn't do this another day because it's never the right day to do it. All of these complaints come out. And I'm saying to the public, listen, the police, to me, has shown us leniency on the road. The least we could do is be responsible.
Thank you very much. And that is what we are asking for persons to be responsible. Because what we saw there, that is persons being reckless. And irresponsible. And that is what we don't want. So, you have said it, and thank you very much for your endorsement of police actions and how necessary it is, my brother. Because when it comes from us, it sounds at times as cliche, but coming from you, a man on the ground who only wish best for the society, I think it is better received by members of the public.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. But I'll get backlash for that.
I hope so.
They go say like the TTPS right away, I'll check out.
You have assisted me greatly this morning, my brother.
I hear you. Well, actor the SP Pit, we want to thank you for your time this morning, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate you, and we will chat again soon, man, next week.
Yes, my brother. Be safe, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yes.
Yeah, man. No, it's true, It's true. We got to be honest. Fellas? As much as some people might not like the police, we have to be fair. We got to be fair. I was looking at it the other day, I drive in and I saying, but no police on the road. And yeah, that's a bad thing at times because you want the police presence and that kind of thing. But let me be realistic. More than half of the drivers in this country exceeds the speed limit. Alive, fellas? With the exception of Chris. Chris does drive like he's 70 something, but nevertheless. Right. No? No? You're that what? But what trouble is this, boy? All right, use Vin Diesel. All right, no problem. Oh, you could see. All right, I hear you. No, but we got to be realistic. A lot of us break. We go past that 100-kilometer limit, right? If the police was to set up speed traps, you know what people get a ticket when they come? Right? So I think they have other work to do. I mean, I would like them to see about the crime, but on the road fatality and the laws of the road and that kind of thing, I think, you know, we have to be responsible too. We had to be responsible drivers as well. That and say amen that we're not being policed every minute by every corner. You understand? I mean, you had to weigh the good with the bad, man. And I was looking at it the other day and I say, you know, we have a lot of freedom. We have a lot of freedom on the road. You know? And how we appreciate that freedom that we're given is very important. So if we're going to abuse that and go out and say, well, all right, I have a license, because I know police on the road have a license to speed now, and I will try to see how fast the vehicle could go today, you know, I think, you know, you face the consequences. You know what I mean? Anyway. We're going to come back and take some calls before we get to Pastor John. But before we do that, I want to remind you about Eden Heights. So Eden Heights Clinic, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, and they offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. They also offer consultation services in sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. And at Eden Heights, of course, they understand that your health is your wealth. So visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. And you could give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You could also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. Make sure and check them out today. That is Eden Heights. And with that, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the phone line. Stay tuned.
Bad hair days? Not on our watch. Shamir's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Thinning hair, we bring it back. Shamir, 100% natural. Love your hair.
Consult Vedic astrologer Tulasi Prasad, who offers profound insights into an individual's life path and astrology journey in Trinidad and Tobago. Master can guide you with astrology and horoscope readings, love spell casting, family disputes, marriage problems, health problems, job and business problems. Master also is experienced in effective black magic removal remedies. negative energy removal remedies, reuniting loved ones, and many more. To get Master's guidance, call us now.
At +1 868 398 7547, located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Beautiful color can be easy with Biogen Easy Color for women. Biogen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply, no stains, no drips. Biogen Easy Color for women.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle from the first restaurant in 1968 when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking Dawn this morning. And before we get to Pastor John, we will accommodate a few calls. We ask you to keep your calls short and sweet. You know, it is on a Wednesday. We're very tight on a Wednesday. Now, I want to remind you guys about Flow one more time, because at Flow, their customers are their priority. So Flow's raising the bar and going all out for their customers with a commitment to be your partner that's always within reach and to provide you with a network that keeps getting better. Because you, the customers, are at the heart of everything Flow does. Everything Flow does is to ensure that they keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what. All right, so check out Flow today, man. The rhythm flowing, man, the rhythm flowing. And with Father's Day, right around the corner, as a matter of fact, this weekend is going to be Father's Day. And just in time for Father's Day, Electromatic Gate Systems is offering an unbelievable special. Get a free Wi-Fi module with the purchase of an Electromatic Gate System. The Wi-Fi module allows you to open the gate remotely via your phone from anywhere in the world. Don't compromise your security. Enjoy peace of mind with Electromatic Gate Systems. And remember, they offer customizable packages along with reliable installation. Contact them on 333-GATE. That's 333-4283. Electromatic Gate Systems, confidently securing the places you care about the most. And also, we have Keolic. So, introducing the Keolic range of products, which is backed by science and has over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. Now, it's made from aged garlic extract, which is organically grown and aged without heat to convert the harsh and unstable organosulfur compounds in garlic into odorless, non-irritating, and bioavailable compounds. So you can try any of the products in the Keolic range and be amazed at the results. The Keolic Cleanse and Digestion, the Keolic Blood Pressure Health, the Keolic Cholesterol Health, the Keolic Total Heart Health, and the Keolic Circulation Health, all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels, and all includes the aged garlic extract formula. The Keo Green Powder Drink Mix is also available along with the Keodophilus Probiotics. And the Keolic Aged Garlic Extract introduces a powerful range of products that can provide the health benefits needed to live a strong life, supporting cardiovascular health, immune health, gut health, and much more. So get the Keolic range of products at pharmacies and health stores across the country, or for more info, WhatsApp 728-0338. All right, and we got JNP Pest Control as well. So JNP Pest Control Limited, they are experts in all types of pest control, ranging from termites to rodents, ants, cockroaches, lawn pests, and much more. And they're armed with the latest techniques and technologies, including fumigation or drywood termites. JNP Pest Control's professionally trained staff are ready to tackle even the most difficult infestations. So for a free inspection and quotation, you could contact them today at 61 to 65 Covine Road in Diego Martin. You could also call them on 227-0835 or WhatsApp them on 250-8397. Email them at jppestcontrol@hotmail.com and let them shield your home or business from pesky pests. That is JNP Pest Control. All right. So with that, I want to open the phone lines very quickly here. We have about, we have a little time. We have a little time to take some calls. Just as we have, before we go to the calls, Director, in the paper this morning, Khadija Amin, where is it? Right. There was an article in the paper on page 9 where Khadija said that the government is moving to create jobs, not fire workers. This was in response to Faris Al-Rawi. I actually have a clip there where she spoke on it, and she mentioned something very interesting. You have the Khadija Amin clip, right? Yeah, run it now.
On that note of employment, there has been a public statement made recently by the former Minister of Rural Development stating that thousands of CPEP workers and other workers that fall under the ministry, line ministry that is, they are fearful for the loss of their jobs. What do you have to say about that? Are you aware of the statement, first of all, and in terms of that, securing employment?
One, I think it is an attempt by the previous minister to just create mass hysteria because he has nothing else to say. This government has kicked off our performance very well, and there is very little that the PNM can criticize us on. So they are now imagining things to scare people. And Kamala Prasad Bisesa has already stated an intention to create 50,000 new jobs. We also, within several ministries, are looking at supporting micro-entrepreneurs in the country, and therefore you will have more opportunities for people in terms of bringing revenue to their home, either via jobs or entrepreneurial opportunities. So the people voted out PNM. Faris, just take a rest him out a little bit.
So with respect to the CPEP workers and other workers, is it an assurance that you are giving them, or some of them at least, that they will not lose their jobs?
Well, what I can tell you as well, Faris Al-Wari is very aware that he had, let me phrase this properly, Faris Al-Wari would have entered into contract agreements where no monies was available. And there are people who were employed to do political work in several ministries who have not reported to work a day since they started their contracts. There are also areas where they would have awarded contracts to companies and to individuals where there was no money in the ministry to pay those people for the duration of the financial year or even beyond that. And therefore they know that they would have put the public purse under tremendous strain. And therefore I say to you, if as a government or as a government minister, you acted improperly in employing persons, you are the one who have jeopardized the security of their jobs. So don't try to blame this government. Our intention is to create 50,000 more new jobs, and we will do that. Where you have created muddles and messes for political gain, you have to take responsibility for that.
All right. Now, she said there that there are people who were given political jobs and that have not reported for work one day, right? But somehow the other they're on payroll, but they didn't report to work at all. And then you have these other contracts that were apparently given out when the ministry had no money to fund these contracts. And it's in line, I guess, with what the Prime Minister said at the first press conference that she held, where she said that when they took a look at all of these ministries, the money had gone. The money that was allocated for an entire fiscal year is done. And they have to come back now in this mid-year review this month and allocate funds to see us through the rest of the year, which should not have happened because the budget was $60 billion. So we don't even know where that money gone. But nevertheless, that's Khadija Amin responding to Faris Al-Rawi there. We have a few things, well, you could call in. You know, you're free to comment on anything that you want to comment on, but just keep it short and sweet. 327-7400. Right, we have this situation with the school violence again with these students. And why it is these girls as fight so boy? What is wrong with them? Some of them be wrong with them, these little girls and them, you know. Morning.
Morning.
What going on, man?
I want to deal with the children in the school.
Yeah, go ahead.
See, children learn what they live. And in order to have law and order and discipline, you have to have a chain of command where the police are the ones who are responsible for the society, because this is what is reflected for the children. So when peer pressure come along in the school, they actually act out what they see in the public domain. So the police now, instead of enforcing the law, they are hiding behind the law instead of looking at ways and means how they could use the law to their advantage to set an example. When Commissioner Gibbs was here, there was a day program in the school where police officers went into the school to jail children to resist drugs and violence. And the school enforced the laws and the rules and the dress code and everything, and it was a bit different. But we get rid of Gibbs, and when you get rid of Gibbs, you get rid of that level of discipline. And the police now hiding behind that. As far as the expedient is concerned, there are CCTV cameras that you can post a ticket, because that's part of the law. You could post a ticket to these people and charge the owner of the vehicle for these things. So the police have to be present. But the police not doing their job, and I'll keep on telling that over and over. They are the ones responsible for law and order and discipline. And there's no chain of command because the officers who are in charge are lackadaisical, and they don't care. They prefer to sit down and watch and smile and make excuses and all these other things. So the time has come for me now to do what we have to do. And children 14 years and over are no longer juveniles anymore. They are adults 14 years and over. And we need to discipline them and find ways and means and places to put them. We have to build places, not really jails, but rehabilitation centers, and put them there so the parents will begin to act accordingly.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Yeah. I don't no argument with anything there. Yeah, but I think, we need to find somewhere to put them, and it has to be rehabilitation centers. Morning.
Stefan, good morning. How are you?
Morning, my dear. Go ahead.
I have a few issues I want to touch on. Number one, with the school violence, what happens when the fight is not in school, or as these girls did yesterday, they took off the uniform so you harder to identify them? What happens then when the fight, they are school children, but the fight is not in school? So the law that the Prime Minister or whoever coming up with have to include all of that.
Right.
Right? I also want her to touch on, or don't forget, the noise pollution that we are suffering with these music from neighbors, music from vehicles, obscene music, whatever, right? Gaspidale, she is outing herself, I think.
Okay.
She's just showing up her incompetence, right? Another thing, I think we should bring back the school rules where children are in school and look like children. The uniform should look like children. The eyelash should look like children. The nails should look like children. Right?
Yeah.
I think these are some of the things that we should start with to get back a law and order from the school.
Yeah.
And my last comment is, where is the president? Where did she go? And for how long? Listen to me. Something came back to my mind because I'm a senior citizen. 1990. When that incident happened and the president was out of the country. Stephanie laughing. I don't know, I'm just old and that come back to my mind.
All right. A few people were not in Parliament that day as well, but I hear you, no problem. All right, I'm going again. I'm going to take another one. Yeah. Morning. Hello, morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I called some time ago and asked about the networks when it comes to surveillance cameras in this country and who watching them. If Knowsley operating, which was the command center created under Gary Griffith, I believe, if that is in operation, because the same speeding Porsche, if the camera's operating, and we know video evidence is now submissible in court.
Yeah.
Because we do have 1 million Porsche here, right?
Right.
And everything digital, right? And the police does investigate. Right? So that person easy to track down. You can find that person already, long time ago.
Yeah.
Because you can have instances where it have shootings, killings, robberies, getaway cars, men running, and it have cameras all over Trinidad and Tobago, especially on the Eastern Main Road and on the highways. Multiple cameras, 4 or 5 cameras even on one lamppost. And people are not being tracked down and arrested.
Yeah.
You see, that is how it happens internationally. We see how it happens on TV series called the FBI, etc., etc. We have a command center. A question needs to be put to the Commissioner of Police if that tool, which is a very important tool, because we need to hear about 10, 15 arrests every day, you know.
Yeah.
When you open up papers and you hear about murder and home invasion, we had about 10 arrests, 15 arrests, 20 arrests every day. And I saw intelligent, the children, they're listening to the news. They're watching everything on the news via social media and then realize, let me take off your clothes. They can't identify what school you're going to, so they can't expel me.
Yeah.
But tell the children of the nation, when they're not in the school uniform, the courts are the authority to charge you as an adult. The courts are the authority to put any fine on you.
Yeah.
And any jail sentence on anybody according to the law. And the courts are the authority to commute a sentence and say, you have now reformed and you can now go into society. So it's even worse when they take off the school uniform and they assault. That is assault and battery. That is a criminal offense. It's not the merit points on that. Is jail.
Yeah.
In big man word is jail.
All right, man, no problem. 327-7400. Take this one. Hello, good morning.
Morning. I'd like to speak to Stefan, please.
Yeah, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, morning, sir. Calling from Labray area.
Labray in the house, man. Nice, man. Go ahead, man.
Right. You're talking about pests just now. But I have some coconut trees, and these mako and they cutting it from small, and I can't get coconuts at all. That is one of the pests. I don't know what advice you could give me about that, if we could shoot them or something. But it's real pests, those mako on them.
Oh,
And
macaws.
another thing, hello?
Yeah, the macaws.
Pardon me?
I said macaws, you say?
Yeah, those big parrots, those macaws.
Yeah.
Not
Well, boy, that's a sensitive one, eh? Because those macaws, they kind of protected.
Mr. Stefan, another thing.
Yeah.
At the hospital in Fort, so much money spent on that and all kind of thing. Well, let me tell you something. Everybody there is kind of nice there because they treat you good and so. But you know, we don't have a cardiologist down there. I don't know what could take place. Anyway, thanks, man.
All right.
Later.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Bad Library. All right. The macaws. Those are protected birds, then? Huh? That's not opening door and yeah. I know some people own them and stuff and they have them caged, but I think they have a license or something for that. But those, I think those are protected. So you can't kill that partner. What you might be able to do, maybe you should call, I wonder if you could call the zoo on that one, boy. And see what they could do about that, boy. I'm going to take this one. Hello, good morning. I think those are protected. Morning.
Hey, Steph.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah. I know this kind of off topic, right? But here's something, and it really bothered me, boy. This lady, this dolly lady, right? What she say, this children is P&M children. What she was putting, I would like somebody to really record this part and send it for she, right? This is the children or the future Trinidad and Tobago. And how could you say this children is P&M children? And what she think is KFC chicken or Royal Castle chicken or something kind of thing, like a kind of franchise. This is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Citizens, these are future, man. It really bothersome to hear politicians these days how they're talking. I mean, this is so low of she.
Well, it's like I said, it's the usual thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot.
No, but I mean Trinidadians and the whole, we need to, like, when you hear these things from politicians, people need to rise up and talk about it because these Trinidadians, these are the future, man. You know what I mean? It can promote these kind of things from the higher level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that boy, I'm not hear that boy, And I wish he could really hear this and stop that kind of nonsense they're going on with because they're in public office,
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
No problem. I hear in you. I said it. Our final caller here. I'll take this one. This is like the co-host of the program. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Hey, what going on, man?
Hi there, cool, man. Concerning the fellow with the parrot, I think after surviving 10 years, and you end up a statistic, you could deal with any pest in this country. So I don't see that big issue with that. He could handle that, man. You make it through 10 years. Stefan, the whole society calling for discipline for each other and creating the fight.
Yeah.
And that is a punishment. But people really don't know that if these children don't take into consideration this measure that the Prime Minister wants to enforce is really a lifeline for them. A lifeline for them to prevent a lifetime of punishment.
Yeah.
And that lifetime of punishment would start, you see the day they don't have to put on back that school uniform and leave home, that's when them punishment will start. And it would last until they die, until they leave this earth. Because they wasted the opportunity that could have changed their life and break the cycle. Because I am sure you go and you interview every one of those children, their parents and where they come from, a similar background and similar lifestyle. A cultural kind of behavioral pattern. And that is what we need to investigate and address in the country. Because you see, all these you're seeing here would be repeating the same. I could guarantee you, if they don't become pregnant by the time they leave secondary school, 1 year after they leave secondary school, they'll already have a child. They will be looking for somebody to take care of them, provide for them. So there will be another child mother, another child father, and the statistic would go where they would be getting their salary, a very meager salary, and have to use the mathematics, the limited mathematics that they did not appreciate when they were going to school, to know how to budget that $1,500 or $2,000 to pay rent and to buy phone card and to buy medication and all these kind of things. Then they go realize how important, and then they go realize the punishment they really have to face for the daughter's decision they did for a little while in their lives. And this is where we need to address that. This is the people who are supposed to be in charge of trying to educate this little community and guide them in a different direction, rather than waiting and hoping that the punishment the Prime Minister want to impose would do the work. That wouldn't do the work. That would only do the work for the little period when they leave school. When their life begins now, then they go realize they're in a death sentence forever now.
All right.
And we not addressing that in Trinidad and Tobago. And concerning Alwari, you know it is to know a female with a pants that is not tight as yours don't outperform you for the whole career you was in government. In a couple of weeks, in about 3 weeks, Khadija Amin don't outperform Falwars Alwari for his whole life in politics. So that mash up his ego, you know. He go be real in a bad state, boy. Have a good morning, Stefan. Later.
Hey, Pastor John is up next, people. We're going to take a break. Pastor John coming up stage.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Beautiful color can be easy with Bygen Easy Color for women. Bygen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply. No stains, no drips. Bygen Easy Color for women.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come, fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God, preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
Introducing Open Minds primary school lessons 100% online. Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji, are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face, and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 868 located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a war.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weather Master Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw materials.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
All right, people, so we're 22 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. We got Pastor John with us at this time. We're going to bring him in immediately. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more and get some more information on acid reflux, something that a lot of people get. So, good morning to Pastor John. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, man.
And how is the weather in Trinidad?
Wet. A lot of rain, as it should be around this time of the year. I welcome the rain, man. Cool down the place.
All right, so that's cool.
Nice,
so
man.
That means a happy Trinidad is a happy people. Or happy people is a happy Trinidad.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so having a GI or gastrointestinal disease, it can be challenging for a lot of people because it disrupts your daily life. And it may be hard to manage, but you're not alone. We got 60 million, I was shocked, 60 million Americans suffering from people in the US is affected by digestive problems.
Wow.
Like when you eat stuff, it's not going down. It have people right now, you would not believe, addicted to plum, addicted to allergic to watermelon, allergic to pineapple. Some people are allergic to orange and mangoes and allergic to all the different foods from the garden. Up to yesterday, I'm talking to a lady. I said, so what about hot dogs and hamburgers? She said, nah. That thing is good, I'm good. But when it comes to good food, some people is allergic to good food because they got serious digestive problem.
Okay.
The esophagus supposed to open up like this here. I don't know if you could see me.
Yeah.
And receive the food, close back up, and open the bottom so it could send it down to the intestine and it go through the entire system. When it's not functioning properly, it's because of the lining of your red blood vessel, which is called the endothelium. The endothelium is the lining of your red blood vessel that, because of dysbiosis, that is riddled with dysbiosis, it becomes dysfunctional and it leaves an open crack. So it doesn't close properly and it brings back up the food. So the same thing you was laughing and eating and say tasting good, when it come back up in your mouth or your system, you start to skin up your face because you don't like how it tastes no more. Because it went down with the process. So I'm sorry to be laughing, but I'm not laughing at it because I know what it is to suffer from acid reflux. Back in the day when I used to have a righteous diet. A righteous diet meaning that you're eating all type of bad stuff. Anything you can swallow, you're looking to eat.
Right.
It's called a seafood diet. You know what a seafood diet is? When you see food, you eat.
You eat.
You don't care about what it is. That's what a seafood means. Not really food from the ocean, but when you look at food, you eat it over and over and over. So that acid reflux and dysbiosis is linked together, they're interconnected. And that's what causing it. So if we can get rid of the causative problem by the power pack, the sugar blocker, when you use this 3 times a day, man, I'm telling you, you begin to restore your lining of your red blood vessel. And now, when you get new blood cells, which takes place every 120 days, you should be smiling again. Acid reflux is a very dangerous disease. It could turn into good and it could get worse and create more problems because it pushes acid from the stomach into the esophagus, causing reflux symptoms. That's why there's 84 ingredients in this here. I think you got, yes, you got it. You pick it up already. Remember it?
Yeah.
And this here is all organic, all natural, that activate in water. And the reason why it come in powder form is because it sits dormant and ready to activate the lactobacillus and the bifidobacterium back into your system. Our biggest problem in life is, how do I restore my body? What do I put in it? Everybody knows to go and put gas in the car. And everyone knows where the gas station is.
Yeah.
Every single person knows it's gas you put in the car. If a man put water in the gas tank, he may have some problems with you. But into the body, we need to know what to put in our system. We cannot survive or live healthy without good bacteria back in our system.
Right.
So the lack of it create, like, according to many experts, from a mild fatigue to a life-threatening disease, meaning that it creates so much problems that it will make your eye roll. That's why this complete microbiome health may protect and even repair your lower portion of the esophagus, which can be damaged. The lower portion is what supposed to close back tight when you swallow and eat your food, taken through your digestive system, which can be damaged by acid reflux when the acidity contents of the stomach becomes too high. So now you have what is called auto-intoxication. That means that your body is literally poisoning itself. Then you're exposed to what? H. pylori. And you start to talk about disease like the immune system the H. pylori start to invade the immune system, allowing it to persist in the stomach and continue causing damage and damage and damage. So someone with acid reflux must be taken seriously. That's why they're gonna put cameras into your system, into your digestive system, looking to see how they could find the damage that it's causing, because it could cause, it could go all the way and cause stomach cancer, which is the worst type of cancer to diagnose, because by the time someone know they have stomach cancer is maybe when they're ready to say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to tell you leaving and all kind of stuff they just tell you. And you get shocked. Oh, he didn't tell me he was going on dead yesterday. He just died just like that, because stomach cancer sometimes don't give any warning whatsoever.
Now,
so go ahead.
Right. So if I could just put a couple questions to you here. You mentioned it's the esophagus, the opening and the closing.
Yes, open and close.
Right. So this I want to find out now. We talk about eating food, right? And how that's supposed to be digested, right? But
yes,
the acid reflux or GERD symptoms.
Yes.
How, now these two things ain't good for you, we know this. But how does it affect your body in terms of acid reflux, which is smoking and drinking alcohol? Because a lot of people who have acid reflux, they smoke and they drink alcohol.
So smoking and drinking alcohol is only putting fluid into the fire.
Right.
So your house burning and you pick up a bucket of gas and you thought it was water. So when you throw it on the fire, you want to know why the flame is higher, because you're contributing to the problem. You're creating, because when you think about alcohol, you're thinking about fermented sugar. So sugar is the reason why we create the environment for dysbiosis.
Okay.
So you can eat sugar in many different forms. So you might say the kids are drinking soda and the adults are drinking alcohol. So make your pick your poison and see which one has more sugar in it. But to the extent of excess sugar, create the environment for a bad endothelium that will create the environment for acid reflux.
Okay.
You should refrain from it. When you ask me the question, I should give you the proper advice, refrain from it. I wish I could make people stop, but I can't make people stop.
No, because the reason why I bring it up too is because, we live in Trinidad and Tobago is a high consuming alcohol population. I would say.
Wow.
I would say we relatively consume alcohol to a high extent here.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And a lot of people, I have seen where acid reflux and heart attacks have been mistaken for each other.
That is correct. So it's mistaken because it starts with something called angina. Angina is similar to a heart attack. It's not a heart attack, but it could lead into a heart attack. That's the tightening of your chest. That creates high cholesterol. It's a lot of stuff that isn't connected. The high cholesterol, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the acid reflux. All of them is saying, all of we, let me speak in my backyard talk. All of we is one family.
Right.
That's how they come. They come in a bunch and hanging out together. So acid reflux and what they're speaking about there, it's like you're scared of bandit, you should be scared of yourself, because you're going on with it, you're lying down with it, and everything that is destroying the entire human system. It creates so much problems for people. It's unimaginable to think of people that eventually some people reach to the point of vomiting, and after they eat or they they soon as they eat, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they want to bring back up everything.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like the food resting right here.
That is correct, but right above your pancreas.
Right. You just feel like the food resting right here, like it just can't. And you know, I just tell myself, boy, drink water and go flush it down, but that'll work because sometimes when the acid builds up now, the water comes back up and all. So the water and all don't go anywhere.
It don't go anywhere. So you are creating an environment whereby it could lead to H. pylori, which could lead to swelling or swollen colon in the system that now you begin to have internal bleeding.
Right.
Which is very, very bad because it's taking place and if you're not getting if you didn't get diagnosed early, it could be very, very bad for the person in terms of results. Okay. I'm not here to scare anybody, but you start to suffer from lack of iron because of the system where you become anemic. So indigestion, indigestion, difficulties digesting food, fatigue, and sometimes you feel tired and you feel weak. That's why you need to begin. We give you the sugar blocker and we give you the alkaline package comes together. You take this once a day, take this 3 times a day, you have acid reflux. And when we get new blood cells every 120 days, you should start to see your symptoms, well, not the symptoms go away alone, but the body should heal itself by then.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to be, your entire body.
Now there's another thing with the acid reflux too, when it comes to lying down. I would imagine maybe some people lie down, they say don't eat and lie down.
That's correct. The guy sing a song in St. Vincent, don't eat and lie down.
Don't eat and lie down. Yeah, some people like that, some people eat and then, you know, after you eat, you start to get sleepy. You start to get a little tired, you go and you lie down. And then you wake up now when your chest burning you and you only, you know, you're under a little series of acid reflux there. So in terms of the lying down
that's why nobody should be eating after 8 o'clock in the night.
What's that?
Nobody should be eating after 8 p.m. maximum.
But that's, you know, I keep hearing that. Some people say don't eat after 6. Some people say don't eat after 7.
6 is ideal and perfect. But we go all the way and said, okay, maximum 8 o'clock.
So what happens if you get hungry between 6 and 12?
You're supposed to drink water or eat fruits, so anything light, carrots, anything. But no hard food is supposed to be eaten.
All right. So no hard food. No
full meal by
don't go and pull out nothing from the fridge and start thinking. No snack. Like cookies and that kind of thing.
Yeah. None of those things. Maybe you could have an orange. You can have some water, piece of watermelon or whatever fruit that your favorite type of.
I like blueberries.
What is that?
I like blueberries, frozen blueberries.
Yes, blueberries, cranberries, those type of stuff. Yeah. But you should not be eating hard food way over any time of over 8 p.m. You're way overboard already.
Okay. Well, I think that's one of my problems, because sometimes the hour I finish on an evening, I end up eating all kind of 8:30, 9 in the night. Now, albeit I don't go in my bed until 12, but still.
But still, you should try and curve it back.
Yeah.
And know that so when it was created, breakfast, lunch, and dinner was served between 5 and 6.
Right.
If you could afford based on your working patterns, most people, their working patterns and you're struggling or whatever, it's very difficult to keep it.
Yeah.
Regardless how difficult it is, there's a good way and a bad way. And if you can't keep it up, it's tough. But that's the way it's supposed to be done.
All right. Well, Pastor John, we're out of time, but I want to thank you for the time this morning. I want to engage people here in terms of the product itself and how you can purchase the product from Pastor John. Now, it is a whole combination of products, that you can acquire. Now, you need to call Pastor John on 1516-286-7079. That is 1516-286-7079. You can inquire further about the products themselves and how they can benefit you. But I have been taking the carb blocker, the orange one.
Yes, the
sugar blocker. Yeah, I've been on that for a couple days. You told me to take it 3 times. I've been taking it 3 times. I've only been doing it maybe once, sometime twice a day. But as far as acid reflux is concerned, over the last week or so, I haven't really, I can't say that I've experienced any acid reflux like I was getting before. But you told me to do that for about 3 months, you said?
For 120 days.
120 days. So we working on it at 120 days. I mightn't do it 3 times a day, but I'm doing it at least once or twice. But I'll see if I can increase it to 3 times a day.
How it tasting?
No, it just tastes good.
Real good.
No, it just tastes good. It tastes. To be honest, it tastes like a juice. It is literally tastes like a juice when you put it in the water, right? Because of the ingredients and stuff that it have in it, all the different flavors, the combination of flavors, it's there. So it just really tastes like a juice. It don't taste bad at all. It's not something that's the other thing too. It's not something that you purchase and it's going to taste bad. It's not one of those bad tasting things that they say it tastes bad but it's good for you. It actually tastes good. So it is, yeah. I mean, it's not an acquired taste or anything like that. From the time you try it and you drink it daily, I mean, you get accustomed. It's like a juice. So yeah, it tastes good, man.
That's why one of the ways using it during the days when you're having lunch, you could use it as a beverage.
All right. But yeah, I have done that once or twice. But I'll try to do it. I'll try to increase it to the 3 times from today. But usually once or twice. And I'm telling you, in the last week, I really didn't get no acid reflux like I got like in the weeks prior and the months prior to that. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right.
Tomorrow.
You too.
Bye.
So that is Pastor John on the inside. We're going to take our final break this morning, people. Stay tuned. We're coming back with the birthdays.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate-free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisure Limited. Quality you can trust.
Bad hair days? Not on our watch. Shamir's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Thinning hair, we bring it back. Shamir, 100% natural. Love your hair.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results that open minds. It's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.com.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility, which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, people. So we're back now. Just before we get into the birthdays, somebody did ask me if dangerous and reckless driving is a criminal offense. I could tell you that I did ask Pitt. He said no, it is a traffic offense. It is a summary offense, not necessarily criminal. All right? So that's the response I got. So it's a traffic offense, a summary offense, not a criminal offense. That's dangerous and reckless driving. All right, before we get to the birthdays, Palm Star promotions. That's right. They're giving your little star a chance to shine, people, and live on national TV as well. And the 4th annual National Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge is set for July 12th at Lowlands Mall, open to all primary school and homeschool kids, standards 3 to 5, ages 9 to 12 plus. And the top school with the most entries and points walks away with a desktop computer. Plus, there are chances to win tablets, medals, and much more. Buy a Kotese Kotela dictionary at Charan's in Tunapuna, Trinity, San Juan, or Diego Martin and get 5% off. And you could register now by visiting Palm Star Promotions online, or you could call Auntie Esther on 471-2604. Dress code, no uniforms, dress elegantly casual, and let's build confidence one word at a time, only with Palm Star Promotions. Also, this weekend is Father's Day. It's another big weekend, and then we're going to a very short week next week with a long, long weekend, which starts from the Thursday. But Married and Mischievous is definitely on at Cipriani College. So we want to encourage people. It is the last call. 3 married couples and too many drinks. All right? One wild night and, and way too many secrets. Anything can happen. Cipriani College, Saturday the 14th and the 15th. This is the last call for Married and Mischievous. Showtime starts 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday it is 6:30 p.m. And of course, you could get your tickets now at the box office at Cipriani College. So make sure and check them out. And finally, don't forget our good friends at Zambrano's. Zambrano's Learning Academy. They got open enrollment September 2025. You could register now, and you can contact 491-4277 to get your children registered, all right? That is Zambrano's. Okay, so having said all of that, we have the birthdays. We only have 4 of them, so let's get to that. Good morning. Could you wish a happy birthday to our friend Nishad Mohammed from Leah and Denise? So Nishad, Leah and Denise say happy birthday to you. And, you know, do enjoy your day. All right, nice one. Hey, Public Health Inspector, I'd save this email. You never know when you might need a Public Health Inspector, you know. Also, happy birthday going out to Richard Jordan. Sending blessings and happy birthday to my father-in-law, Richard Jordan, coming from his son-in-law, Jason, grandson, Jason, and son, Jason, and his wife, Minty. All right? Do have a blessed and enjoyable day. And by the way, the son-in-law, Jason, is spelled Jayson, and his son, Jason, is spelled Jason. So you have a son, Jason, and a son-in-law, Jason. There's a whole J thing going on there. My goodness. All right. Woo. Easy, Richard Jordan. We're going to the next one. Happy 80th birthday. Going out to Philip Suku. He celebrates it today. This is coming from your wife, Grace, your children, Sheldon and Annalise, your son-in-law, Roshan, and your grandchildren, Raylene and Rochelle. Wishing you God's choicest blessings and all the joys in the world on your special day. And that is Philip Suku. And finally, happy 6th birthday to Asa, from your daddy Chinese, Mommy Shari, Auntie Sisma, and your grandfathers Sylvan and Burbal, and grandmothers Sylvia and Indira. Wishing you a fulfilled day. So Asa, happy birthday. Nice one. All right, people, that's it. We wrap up for today. Tomorrow, remember, Dr. Watson will be on tomorrow because next week Thursday's holiday, and she's going to wrap up the menopause or perimenopause segment. It is going to be part 3. So we're going to get into all the solutions for you ladies who suffer from perimenopause or menopause. So look out for that tomorrow. That's coming your way tomorrow. Pay attention. And, you know, Dr. Watson always has good advice for everybody. Yeah. So look out for that tomorrow. And whatever else, you know, whatever cards are dealt to us. There was the issue with the judgment in the Vindra Naipal Kuman case where these accused will get $20 million. And, you know, they're getting that because the Attorney General Office dropped the ball. But we'll get into that tomorrow and probably get your calls and your comments on that. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, people. We out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.